Shemai everybody, hope you're all okay on this lovely Monday and you had a lovely weekend. Welcome back to our assembly. Today is going to be a little bit different because over the next few weeks the learning leaders are going to start taking some assemblies and helping me out a little bit. Today, though, I'm going to share my assembly with the lovely Heddlu Bach, who have a very important message for you a bit later on. But first of all, I am going to give you a little brief overview of an assembly that you've seen lots of times, but today is just a little reminder, so I won't be spending too long on it before handing over. Let's start as normal with the phrase of the week. That's what it looks like. And I've been having problems with this, so I am just going to play it like this for you.
This week's phrase of the week is barod. That means ready.
And I'll play that for you one more time.
This week's phrase of the week is barod. That means ready.
Diolch yn fawr, very clearly spoken there, beautiful. Okay. So we are just going to have a little recap of playtimes. Now I'm sure, and I've only just seen the rota for this, so had I known this before I would have linked this better, but I'm sure next week you're going to hear from the playground leaders who will tell you a little bit more about this. But this term, as you know, we're talking about R for respect, and we're talking about different ways of respecting each other. Now last week was anti-bullying week and there were lots of conversations around respecting others and being kind. I know that was the main theme, and I know that Heddlu Bach will be talking to you a little bit about that in a bit. And it's just a reminder today that it's not just in classrooms we need to show our respect. It's not just at home we need to show respect. It's also at playtimes. And that's not just respect for adults, that's respect for each other. Okay, playtime is your time. It's entirely your time, and it's the time where you can have fun and you can be with your friends. You don't have to be within structures of things that are happening within the classroom. There are opportunities to play, and we do provide equipment for you to play with so that your playtimes can be a little bit more exciting and structured if you would like them to be, or you could just spend the time chatting or playing made-up games, whatever you wish to do with your friends. It is your time, all right? Now, both at the Connect and at the St Andrews site, there are different zones and equipment available to you to play with and play on. We just ask you to respect those zones and respect that equipment. It is there for you to play with properly. We do not misuse the equipment, so I don't expect hula hoops to be used to be dragged people around with, and I don't expect skipping ropes to be used to be pulling. Skipping ropes are for skipping, hula hoops are for hula hooping. Please be mindful with whatever you're playing with that you're using it in the correct way. If you're not sure what the correct way is or what possibilities there are, I'm sure the learning leaders will be happy to talk about that with you, the playground leaders. So we want the playtimes to be the best that they can possibly be. Have a little talk with somebody close to you now. How can we make sure that the playtimes are the best? Okay, I'm sure you've talked about this, but we do have 3 very simple rules that we expect you all to follow during our playtimes. And number 1 is to show respect for others. I've talked a little bit about that. Show that you care for our equipment, use it properly, put it away properly, take care with it, don't be throwing it into boxes and things when you've finished using it, because that's how it gets broken. It's important for you to know that we have spent lots of money on play equipment in the past. We do occasionally top it up, but the money isn't there always. So you do need to look after what you've got, because we can't continually replace everything. Know which zone you're in, stay in that zone and play properly within that zone. Okay, so if you're in the mugger at Milner, you stay in the mugger, you play in the mugger. If you're in the mugger at the Connect, you stay in the mugger. If you're in a quiet area in either building, you need to make sure that you're having quiet time in that area. Make sure you know which zone you're in, make sure you know what to do in each of those zones. And again, playground leaders will be really helpful in this, supporting you if you're not sure. So when we're showing respect for others, as I said earlier, that means all people, all pupils and all staff. It doesn't matter if there's staff that you are familiar with, teachers, or if there is somebody perhaps standing in, a lunchtime supervisor. It's really important. They don't know you that well. It's really important you show them the respect and you make St Andrews proud because you're being respectful. Okay, any large storage boxes or areas that contain playground equipment must be opened by staff only. Okay, sometimes it'll be put outside in labelled boxes, sometimes staff will go in and get it out of the appropriate place. And it's really important that at the end of the playtime that specified children, that's children that are asked to, perhaps monitors or playground leaders, they are the ones that put it away and go into the zones and into the different cupboard spaces and boxes. Rule 3, as we said, is knowing the zones and knowing the rules within that area. I know at the Milner site we've had an issue with some children, more than one person going down the slide at one time. Remember, one at a time, otherwise people will get hurt. No football on the grassed area. I know you struggle at the Connect with areas to put to play football and things, although half of the mugger can be used for that. And remember that rugby balls can only be used for catching in busy spaces. Also in the main hall at the Connect, I know that you separate it in half quite often. That seems to work better. And you have one area for playing one specific game and another area for playing with equipment. Again, please let the adults put a limited equipment out. If you've got too much equipment out, it gets messy and nobody can see what's happening properly. So we do want our playtimes at St Andrews to be the best they can be. We want you to enjoy them as your time. And the only way we can do that is making sure that everybody stays happy and safe during playtimes. Okay, so I'm relying on you, St Andrews. I know you're amazing. I know you can do it. Please remember our school rules. Okay, let's say a quick prayer together and then I'm going to hand you over to the very lovely Heddlu Bach, who are going to talk to you a little bit about respect. And I think they're going to touch on as well our anti-bullying week last week. So let's say our prayer together. Diolch I ti am I byd, diolch am ein ffrindiau, I gyd. Amen. Diolch for listening. Hopefully the playground leaders will give you a little bit more information next week about what we've talked about. Right now, I'm going to hand over to the lovely Mrs. Hastings and her Heddlu Bach. Double chi, everyone.
Bore da blant and happy Monday morning. For this assembly, I'm going to pass you over to our Heddlu Bach team.
Bore da at Crusoe, welcome to our very first Heddlu Bach assembly. We are the Heddlu Bach team, also known as Mini Police. We are here if you are worried or you need to talk to someone.
Our job is to remind you to follow the school rules and show respect and courtesy to others.
One of our jobs is to support the teachers on the buses. We will also be wearing our police costume so you can recognise us. We will be checking the buses at the end of the journeys to see if anybody has left something behind.
We'll also be taking part of different events throughout the year.
Last week at St Andrews, we were studying anti-bullying week. The theme of this week is one kindness.
We have learned many valuable lessons and we continue to follow them daily.
What is bullying? Bullying is when a person is being mean on purpose over and over again, face to face on the computer.
What can we do to stop bullying?
Tell an adult if it's happening to yourself or you see it happening to someone else. You ask the bully to stop.
In St Andrews, we care for one another and show respect and courtesy to
everyone at all times. When we see someone upset or lonely, we look after them. If you do just one thing today, just stop, think, and say one kind word.
Say please.
Say thank you. Say diolch yn fawr.
Be kind.
Smile over the dulce.
Give hugs. Be respectful to others.
Stop bullying others. Help someone in need.
Show courtesy.
Follow the school rules. Make sure to take turns. Make sure everyone's equal.
Ask everyone if they want to play in a game.
We will always remember to be kind to our friends.
Be kind!